think when I say sometimes, my loyalty is to your overall goal, not to you.
You
That's what
said
I'm
that
trying to
many
do.
times.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the goal. If I have to go over your head a little bit for you to get out of your own way sometimes, I'll do it, and you'll be happier for it. So the goal is the goal. You're just an opinion.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Marketing with In-Depth Podcast, where I'm your host, Nathan Webster, and I'm excited to chop it up with you today. Today, I got the crazy Jay and Ray. They're both cray-cray and funny and beautiful. And I would just say, as I always call them, my all-star besties. What's up, peeps?
What's up? As he
Oh my gosh. This is so here's the thing. Jay is doesn't have a mic, and so he's picking up all type of background noise, and now he doesn't know how he's having problems with the mute, unmute, and everything. Uh
Look, see what happened was I let my mother use it like a week ago, and it ain't worked since. So I
Oh,
blame my mother for my microphone issues. And I'm going to stick with that story.
I'm
mm,
sorry, Mama. Okay, we I feel
see,
like everybody listening should know that we all talk for a while before we hop on here, so then we've already caught the giggles. And I don't think there's a single episode where we have not started laughing hysterically from the jump. But you hitting mute the second you had to introduce yourself, Jay, might have taken the cake of all the things we've ever done.
that's
So,
true. That's true. That is true. I mean, and the goal is we try to do our best not to script it, especially with Jay's story in the very beginning. That was crazy. Uh,
than
I
usual, more crazy than usual.
yeah, I just you can't make this stuff up. Jay's story, but I will say, Jay, I had someone on the show. Um, I recorded him a few days ago. He'll come out next week. He cussed way more than you did. So
I want to meet that dude. I want to meet that dude.
That's possible?
yeah. But
Maybe.
you know he dropped some real stuff. So I mean, if it flows, it flows. I'm never one to not say like you can't say that.
Hold up. You let him cuss on the podcast? You said I
I
couldn't do it.
I told you beginning of this year I stopped allowing or I stopped pushing that it was G rated.
I
This shit was G rated for the get go?
yeah,
From
I
the
didn't know
beginning,
that.
yeah. But
I'm
now,
Oh,
about, I'm about to drop f bombs left and right.
oh
I'm
Lord,
I'm definitely not a G rated mom, so
Yeah, yeah. So for for those that are watching that saw the title of something in regards to marketing in the holidays, if you're a B2B, business to business, we are service oriented, base, focus centric deliverers when it comes to what we do. If you fall in that category, this is for you. So we had a lot of different topics and titles that we wanted to go through, but we know the holidays is coming up, and we know this is your time to shine. So, just real quick for those that don't know you, if this is the first time watching, thank you, and for my worldwide listeners and viewers, we appreciate you. Ray, please tell them who you are and what you do.
hi everybody. My name is Ray. Full name's Ray Lind, but I help women entrepreneurs really just create a brand that makes them dream dollars. That's the simple and short and skinny of it. Jay,
Oh
Jay
yes.
was pausing Slack notifications, so it doesn't interrupt our flow. Apologies. Uh, I am Jay. I play in the world of LinkedIn advertising, paid media. I don't boost posts, FYI. That's not what Jay does. But a lot of B2B. So if you have a SaaS product, you're a startup product, you're trying to get the word out. I'm the guy who comes LinkedIn advertising. Don't do Google, don't do Facebook, but LinkedIn is my bread and butter. I eat, sleep, and breathe that stuff. That's me. And I don't have a microphone. That's also me. Mute.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that because we don't want the background noise. All right, Ray. Since this was your idea, I'm gonna kick it to you because oh shoot, now we just lost Jay. I think he's doing something. All right, so oh, there he's back. Uh, what is your thoughts around holiday marketing, or if you like, I can kick it off.
No, I can totally kick it off, but right before I kick it off, I was in a podcast planning meeting earlier this morning, and somebody in that group was like, "What do you guys all do for editing to like get the mistakes out?" And all of us looked at her and we're like, "What are you talking about? We just let them flow. They're the greatest things ever." So everybody, caveat, us three also just let it flow. But when we're talking about holiday marketing, I think the thing that I see a lot of B2B folks do is they think it's time to take a break. They're like, nobody's buying right now, nobody's spending right now. And then by the time we get to January, when everybody is spending, then all of a sudden they're left in the dust and they're curious as to why they don't have any closed deals. And so our intention of bringing this to the table was really to start to give you ideas and have momentum, because I have a lot of friends in this space who Q4 is like their money making quarter, just like it is for retail. And we start to see a lot of traction, even if it's just getting those proposals set up and ready to go January 1st. And so, really taking the time to share some ideas of like what is working for us, what has worked in the past, and allow you the ability to win. Because everybody could use a Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, insert any holiday I missed here, win.
I know for me, I would say like that time of the year has been slow, but since I changed up the way I've done business, I could see how it can work for folks. But I, you got to be very intentional about this.
I've actually been spending the last month just like up leveling my email marketing, getting way
I
more
could
people
tell.
in.
I like your October, your Halloween.
Oh, my Halloween email was hilarious. I wrote an email about trick or treating with my son and how we merged the families together, and then all of a sudden it just like went into, but you need all this stuff for business. And then I wrote a really funny one about Charlie Brown and how much I hate the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. I have another one for Thanksgiving because I think the Thanksgiving Charlie Brown movie's stupid.
Oh, that's a classic.
I know.
I
It's
don't think I've
about
ever
as good as
seen
the
the whole
food
thing before. I don't think I've ever seen the whole thing before. Or like the
because it's
pumpkin
that
part.
bad.
I don't know if I have.
Would you say because it's that bad? It's not bad.
Have I seen that before?
It's not horror. Like
The
as a
kid's
kid,
sitting in
yes.
a pumpkin patch and Snoopy is petty.
Okay, okay. I mean, for some people that brings back childhood memories. For me, it's on, but I'm not watching it because it brings back childhood memories. I'm talking about myself here. Yeah.
What was it even about? I
I
don't
I
mean,
know.
don't
yes,
know.
it
I
is a
don't.
childhood memory type of movie, but you can have that and still say it's not a good movie.
Man,
That's
there's a
true.
lot of movies that are bad. Like, I still watch it,
Yeah.
God, I
Yeah.
feel like I still watch it this year.
Not to go too far for subject, but my kid showed me a video on brain rot rap.
What's that?
Tra la 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 tra la la.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't do
kind of. I mean,
gibberish.
I liked it. I mean, I was like, I
Cappuccino,
was.
baba, baba
It,
beano.
it's like it's a catchy vibe, beat, lyrics, but it has no meaning, no purpose, no sense to it at all.
It's
Brain rot.
literally, so Gray just got diagnosed with ADHD and he takes his medication in the morning, all the things. I kid y'all not, I am like listening to a song, driving this kid to school, and the kid's just like brain rotting next to me, just like in a trance on his own.
So,
We
like, talking gibberish?
basically.
No, I ain't got time for that. Nope. Nope.
Well, I mean, I don't know how many already Christmas commercials you have seen or not seen, but I already seen some, and it's kind of like, are you serious? Like, I ain't got time for that. But for these kids, that for them, they tune into that like it's the latest and greatest though.
You do.
I love my children. I'm sure you all love yours, but man, they ain't the smartest bulbs in the box.
That's
Leave it
very
at that.
loving of you, Jay. Very loving of you to say that.
I
Mine is kind of brilliant if we could get his brain to slow down.
yeah, yeah, mine too. Sure, yeah, yeah. They're super smart.
They're gonna watch this one day and they're gonna say some stuff to you.
Listen, I can give you lovey-dovey stories about my kids, or I can give you the funny ones when I just talk shit about when they get on my nerves. Those are better. So,
All right,
Okay, I realized that we got on the subject because my
way off
Halloween
topic.
now,
email.
hey,
That's my fault. That's my fault. That's my fault.
Oh my goodness. Here's my tangible one gold nugget, and then we could go back to our kids, everybody. But my tangible one gold nugget is if you are somebody who's service based and you tend to have higher price services, which is a lot of us, create an entry level offer that gets a quick win that keeps you top of mind come January. For me, I do video audits. So I actually don't do free discovery calls. I don't believe in free anything. I actually think it's y'all aren't getting grapes for free at the grocery store. You're not getting like hours of my time for free to pick my brain. It's never happening. Don't ask. So, with all that being said, I personally do video audits that are way, way cheaper than what you would be spending if I was executing. And I find that I sell a lot of them in December, but also it just establishes the level of trust that somebody has in me because they can see exactly where their problem is. It's centered around them and what they can fix. And like, let's be real here. People will try to fix it on their own the first time, but nobody ever actually wants to do the work. So it just helps show that, hey, I understand your problem better than you do. And that's really what you need to be focusing on in December if you want a really strong Q1.
Yeah, I would say that offers is key if you don't already have that, and I 100% agree with you with offering your product or service for free. That's I did that for years, and I even said this on TikTok is that I'm so done when folks want to interview with all these formalities of wanting to say pick your brain and let me talk to you over I'll buy you lunch and all that other stuff, and it's like nowadays there's enough social proof out there for you to make a decision if you want to hire them. Now I get it, you don't know how to work with someone until you work with someone, but if you're going to come in with this like I guess bravado that you need to put them through some type of process to legitimately see if they are worthy, like I already said, look, I got podcasts, I got videos, I do social media. You either want to work with me or you don't. So if you're not putting out offers to put yourself out there to where people can work with you, they're not going to at least consider it. Because if you're just nurturing, putting out content to say, come check me out, then that's all they're going to do. And they're going to try to pick your brain. So I think that offers is so important. And don't give your stuff out for free because your time ain't for free.
Time's not for free. It's time that you could be spending on something that is making you money. And that is just something that we can't do. I actually just created a YouTube video. It was so funny. And I was talking to a potential client and I was like, oh yeah, no, I learned how to use this new system. And we weren't talking about the content of the video, period. It was just, I learned how to do this thing because I hate editing videos. No matter how strong that skill set is for me, I really, really hate it. So I was like showing her this video and she had originally reached out because she wanted to work with me. She showed it to her business partner and her business partner watched it and was like sold because all it did was go over how my process works. So if you're not creating content that is actually showing how you get somebody from A to B and you're just saying surface level things we can all Google, then you also need to fix that this lovely ho 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 holiday season.
I would even say to that point of where if you're using AI to create these things, like it's going to get you started, but obviously AI is still very shallow, very non. Um, let's just say the evidence is not there yet that it's going to deliver it. Now, it will speed things up, but it's not going to deliver you the final end result product unless you're talking about an image. So I think that is like if you are thinking that, oh, you're going to watch someone to Ray, what you just said, Ray, I think people see like, oh, I'm going to watch this video. They're going to show me how to do it. And I'm going to plug in the AI. I'm like, I I don't think it's gonna work for you exactly how you think. Like, don't take someone's expertise and think like, oh, I can do that. No, you know how many hours it took that person. So I just want to put that out there. It's a caveat.
I think it'd be pretty entertaining to see if you could get the same level of AI quality as I do. I'm here to tell you you won't. I have built so many like proprietary AI tools at this point that my AI output probably doesn't look like your average AI output.
You know, you should probably give that to your podcast friends for free. Just saying. Particularly just one.
Well,
You need to pick one.
I have multiples, but for you, Jay, I have one that is really strong at writing LinkedIn posts.
If you offer it, I'm not going to say no. I'm just throwing it out.
I have ones that write an entire website full of copy after I've done all the strategy work. I think there's a lot of things that go into it. It's like my inputs are stronger than many people's. Therefore, my outputs plus my own proprietary AI are like next level.
I
What
think
she's
that's
trying to say is she's better than you.
well, if you're gonna offer something, especially in this season where people are looking to spend money, I think yeah, it's good for you to have a prompt. An AI can give you that prompt, but you gotta be like, you really gotta be talking to someone
Yeah.
to. I'm not taking out my, especially in today's economic times. I'm just not gonna spend my money at something I'm gonna look at it like that has a hyphen in it. Like, who? What is this?
People still
Oh,
don't catch the
it
hyphen.
gets really hard. I still have to delete the hyphens out of like
They still,
outputs.
no matter what, they always put. I wonder why
Yeah.
that's there. Like, what
And
was
I
the
even
thinking behind that?
even in the back end, I have like do not use M dashes like a
And
hundred times.
it's
It
still
still
using it.
happens.
Yeah, so it's something with the that how they set it up. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's pretty clear.
But I did used to write with M dashes naturally, and now I have to like edit
No, you
myself on
gotta
a
take those
constant
out.
basis.
Yeah,
It's really annoying.
it almost feels AI. I could tell. At least I can tell. It feels very cold. I guess.
Yeah, it
It's,
lacks a lot of warmth. It lacks humanity.
you gotta put some touches to it.
Yeah. Oh,
I was thinking about what you said about, like, people always say, hey, we're not going to advertise in the holidays, blah blah blah, because it's for Walmart and stuff. And this is strictly coming from a LinkedIn perspective. Well, I think people used to say it a lot, but this I get emails from LinkedIn reps all the time. And this is what this email said to me 1 hour ago, so this is fresh. Hi Jay, as we head into December, engagement across LinkedIn always jumps. Many advertisers are testing new creatives to capitalize before the holidays. Want me to share what's driving lead best results right now and how can we apply them to your campaigns? No, I don't need your help. But the first sentence is engagement always jumps up in LinkedIn. So that kind of debunks the notion that people don't advertise on LinkedIn anymore in December. And I still think a lot of folks do, but here's the thing: costs go down because less people. I've seen that year in year out. Now on Facebook probably not, but in December a lot of these companies they bail out. So it's good to test new things because it's cheaper. I gave you a perfect example. Once Q4 hit, this is a little nerdy, my costs skyrocketed for a click. So I was running a campaign. This is trying to give me an idea of the concept of what I'm trying to say. Same campaign in February cost me $6 to get them to the website. Same campaign 2 months ago cost me $35 to get them to the website. Nothing changed. So like Q4 kicks in, everybody's spending more money. So things go up. And that's probably for Facebook too. But B2B LinkedIn, like Q4, we got to spend a budget, we got to do this, we got to do all this stuff. Come December, it's almost gone. And people just slowly trickle out. So if you're in the B2B world, if you're on LinkedIn, I say keep going. I would not. I don't expect to get a lot of phone calls. I wouldn't expect to get like a sales call like that. That's at this point, if they whatever deals they close by like mid-December, like they're done. This is like they're looking for someone bringing on a vendor in January. That's a different story. So if you put them, you have your content out in front of them, however way you do it in January and December. Just again, it's like a brand play. Like it's mostly what it is. I think that's a better move than say, hey, jump on a phone call with me. bro, ain't nobody got time for that. It's holidays, deals are closing. That's my take on the whole holiday thing. Don't get off just because you think so, because in your brain, well, no one's paying attention. Probably not to you because you're not doing it right. So
Well, to give this some tangibility, because if it ain't being done right, and Ray, to some of the things that you mentioned, is this? I know you schedule stuff out. You said you have an AI tool that you use, but if it's like 3 steps or maybe 3 tools, or if it's whatever practical someone can use, of like, I'll go first. If I'm gonna offer something, then I'm gonna create my image first, and then I will focus on the keywords and the titles, and then I will create my copy. But then I will try to do that 3 times, and make sure my call to actions are strong, but it's in alignment with my brand. And then I do my best to ensure that what I'm sending out is going to be to folks that have been engaged, because I have different segments. So I don't know what works for you, but I just wanted to go first, because I know that sometimes I always call on you and don't go first.
Oh my goodness. I have been muted because the long guy was underneath my window. So that was a wonderful amount of time for him to disappear. Thank you. But because I wanted to say something to Jay's point of like, please note that when you're doing this marketing in December, to his point, we all kind of take off the last 2 weeks, but you're
True.
doing it to give you a leg up in January, because if you start in January, you start it too late. Now, to Nathan's point about AI tools and those things, I use a lot of them. I'm shameless in saying that. And I build my own, like, on the back end for custom GPTs. But one of the things that I use that actually has been a super big hit lately, especially for businesses in this time, who are cold and it's something smaller, is this tool that will look at your homepage of your website and it'll tell you everything that's wrong with it from a sales psychology standpoint, and with an additional prompt that'll tell you how much money you're leaving on the table if you don't brand in the next 6 months.
Mm.
So a lot of things are just like finding ways to touch the pain points that people are truly having, because the people who will buy from you in December, to Nathan's point, are warm. And you need to be right now. If you did not start at the time that we're recording, the next best time to start is right now. You're going to hear this before you eat your turkey. So take your Tuesday, Wednesday before Thanksgiving and sit there. Well, Thanksgiving if you're in the States. Friends who are worldwide, carry on with your November. But my leaf blowing guy is not going to let me finish my thought. Where I was going with this is start now and start warming people up, even if it's something small, to really look at their pain points. Because when we all go into what I call the 2 weeks off before New Year's, everybody is spending a lot of time in business reflecting on where they want to go next year. And the second January 2nd hits is the second everybody is like, well, I needed this yesterday.
Hmm. And I double down on, and I doubled down on that because I remember working at Nike where, like, people were off for like that week of Thanksgiving. And this was like 20 plus years ago. So I don't know what it's like now, but I just remember that era. So I can't say now, but I remember that a few folks came back. When I say a few folks, like, it went from a campus from like 5,000 to like 1,000. And then in the first 2 weeks of December, you see maybe half the campus come back, but it was in like spurts, to where, like to your point, the last 2 weeks of December, and then January, because you had people with kids in school and in college, and they were like, okay, they started slowly trickling back in. They weren't just like immediately back. So you got, I think it's also this, like, the same kind of sense with summer. Not everybody is ready to get back on the thing, on the horse, or whatever you want to call it, because I think there is that like, oh shoot, like, either I'm behind or I'm already got this taken care of and I'm prepared. So I don't know which person you want to work with. Jay, I think I might know who you work with. I'm not gonna say, you know. Sorry, you know, that was from an earlier conversation. You guys are both muted. This is weird that both of y'all muted me.
Oh, well, Jay, go for it. I think the Leaf guy has made it his way somewhere else.
Who do I
Maybe.
want to work with? I want to work with people who are not dumb. That's who I want to work with. Who understand what this is. And I want to work with people who understand. Like, if I tell you something, it's not to hurt your feelings. It's to let you know this is my goal. This is a side tangent. People hire anyone to get a job done, not to be your friend. I don't need any more friends. I need you to shut up and listen and do what I tell you to get the result you want. That's what we need to do. And then we can go our separate ways, and I see you when I see you. It's business. I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to, make you feel good about your life. Do what you want to do. But stuff you didn't do didn't work. So we're going to do it my way. My way to highway. Look, this is a dictatorship. When you work with me, it's not democracy. I'm sorry. We ain't having a powwow. This is what we're doing. My way.
I think what's so funny is people watch movies or shows and they think marketing is this like big machine, and at the end of the day, we are people. We are people. This is why I love our podcast, because we are three unique, different personalities. We are three unique, different ways of doing things. We are three. Jay, you're the only one that I haven't really worked with, but we have our own lanes that we stay in, but we respect each other's lanes. And when people come at least me, and they were like, well, this is kind of like how I thought it was going to be, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, what? Where did you get that from? So I get that point when you say you don't want to work with dumb people. Yeah, I totally get that.
I don't have the patience. I'm going to say something you'll ask. You know what? I'm too old. I don't care enough. I'm too old. I'm not. No. No. My favorite word to my kids and clients is no. We ain't doing that. And they say, why? You know what I say? Because I said so. That's why we're not doing it. Leave me alone. I'm not. Some people. I'm not. I'm not for everybody, y'all. I'm not. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
You're not for everybody. I'm not surprised. Right? Go ahead. I know you've been.
Oh, I'm not for everybody, but we all know this. I'm gentler than Jay, but where Jay's just going to tell you no, I will probably look at you and say, why do you think that's a good idea if you come at me with something kind of silly? And then I'll say, does it make you feel good to want to do that? With me, you're going to get mommed.
Well, you did that in the podcast. You said
I don't know. That's why Ray and Jay are the crazy ones.
Listen, this is very. Do you want it to work, or do you want it to be yours? You can't have both sometimes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I said that before.
No.
You
Well,
want it to work. You want it to be yours.
I think and I don't want to go into detail with this one client that I got, but it is. I will say. You need to get off of what you think you want, because this is not about you. I get, yes, it is about your product getting out there and you want your product to get sold, but you hired me for a specific reason. And if you want it to work, you need to just do what you're told at this point, instead of overthinking, analyzing it, and thinking like, oh, this is the way I think it should be. What would you hire me for?
They keep saying I this. I'm like, I don't care. I'm not trying to reach you. Like, no, your personal bias. You got to check that at the door. I'm not trying to reach you. I'm trying to reach a customer. And a lot of clients, CEOs, that's a hard pill to swallow, because they're personal bias, and especially if it's their baby. I get it, but you got to check it at the door. It is what it is.
Ego has to take a back seat. I mean, ego has a little bit of room in my space because I am building your brand and I am like getting it shaped to you and you are my concern. But when by the time I have an output, it is not about you anymore. It's about who your customer is. And by the time you have my output, you need Nathan and Jay, and they really don't care about you. Nathan will say it nicer. Jay's just going to tell you to F off. So, like, understanding that if you want to start to really scale, it can't be about you anymore because you are going to still reap the benefits if you can start to zoom out. And if you are looking for somebody to dictate how they do things, then by all means, like that is why there are tools like Fiverr and freelancers and kiddos straight out of college, or even some high schoolers who can take what you're dictating and execute. But when you start to hire somebody who is a little bit seasoned, and I can tell you right here, right now, not a single person on this call thinks milk is spicy, and we actually believe in more than salt and pepper. So I say all that to say, like, we know it works. We have things that are tested. We are experts for a reason. And we also aren't going to do very well if you are just giving us a list of tasks to execute, because that minimizes our intelligence and it's not cool. So this holiday season, give yourself the gift of take it off of your plate and let somebody else operate in their genius zone.
You know, the last thing I'll say to that, and then we can wrap up. And you know, that was brilliant. I just wanted to say, to add along with that, we may talk a lot, but we listen more than we talk when we're in front of you. So I think sometimes that's a misconception of like, oh, we're trying to pitch, we're trying to sell you. We've already listened to your pain points. We've already came up with the plan that has worked and that we know that has worked. We're not going to sell you something that's not going to work because that doesn't help us. It doesn't make us look good. And that's not going to allow our relationship to blossom or grow. So we know how to listen more than we speak, and we like to talk. So just keep that in mind. If you think you know what you want, I would say take the time to listen to what we have to say to you.
Yeah, I think when I say sometimes, my loyalty is to your overall goal, not to you.
You
That's what
said
I'm
that
trying.
many times.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the goal. If I have to go over your head a little bit for you to get out of your own way, sometimes I'll do it, and you'll be happier for it. So the goal is the goal. You're just an opinion, a very strong opinion. It's that simple, y'all. So okay, I'm done. I'll leave these people alone.
Well, we about to wrap up. We've been on the call for an hour, but yet you're going to see a recording for a little more than a half an hour. Any last points of advice for the offer for those that are looking to promote their product or service in the holiday season? Or did we say what we need to say?
I just say don't hold back. Stop thinking about it. Just do it. Done is better than perfect.
Oh my gosh, so true. And I always tell my clients, I'm like you said, done is better than perfect, or not done. And I say, if you're gonna do it, just say, or I say, just get to 70%. It doesn't have to be 90 to be, I'm an A student. Just get to 70% done is better than nothing at all.
Yeah, and make sure you send it to a friend because they might look like they're like, Jay, this is trash. Let me help you out here. You got to go a couple rounds to get it, but have a second pair of eyes. Is all I'm saying. You're like, this look good, and then they just destroy your dreams.
Yeah.
I made a whole custom GPT for that. You could just avoid that part and just throw it in there. He's definitely referring to me via text message. I did destroy his dreams.
I would
It's
say
good though.
qualify your friend so that
But
they at least have some sort of expertise because, yes.
yes, going to what he said, it didn't hurt my feelings. I was like, holy shit, this is way better. I didn't like this. I wanted that way. No, it was way better than mine. I understand the goal, and it wasn't about my feelings. I'm trying to do something. So I'm the perfect example right there. Like it was way better. Like what I wanted to do, she helped me get to the point. Regardless.
And as an onlooker, it was hilarious.
Yeah, because we were all in the same group chat, everybody. So, to Nathan's point, yes, qualify your friends. Don't just like ask your grandma, because grandma and some friends will tell you it's great. You need a friend who actually understands the question that you are asking. I'm not going to ask either of these two for financial advice.
No,
Whoa, what are you talking about?
no, I'm not.
I'm just saying, like, we're not CFOs.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I got a bank account.
That's
Does that
not
count?
what you come to for. So, all right. So, where can they find you at, Jay? If they want to learn more about LinkedIn, maybe they have a offer they want to put on LinkedIn and want to do some ad work. Where can they find you at?
I'm gonna surprise everyone and say LinkedIn. Shocker. Right? I don't do the tweets or the X's. I live on LinkedIn every single day. So Rathell83, ask me any questions. I will give you brutal truth of what is possible. As some people, you shouldn't be on LinkedIn. And I will tell you, it's probably a bad idea. Spend your money in other places. So it's not for everyone. A lot of things got to happen in place for LinkedIn to work for you. So I'll give you some pointers, but I don't do free advice. Not really.
Thank you, sir. Ray.
Did. Stop. I gotta mute myself.
Oh my goodness, finding a mute button. This is why never muted, everybody. Where you can find me. You can also find me on LinkedIn. Surprise, surprise. It's just my name, Réland Logan. I'm the only one. So if you find another one, that'll be shocking. But I look like this. And honestly, a lot of my tools are on my LinkedIn page too that I talked about. So you can just go ahead and grab them if you're interested. But you'll find me on LinkedIn. You can also find me on TikTok, Instagram, and a variety of other places. But if you want me to respond to you, you'll go to LinkedIn.
Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. Y'all heard it first. Jay, as always, and Réland, as always, thank you for sharing.
You're so welcome.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard it first here on Let's Talk Marketing with In-Depth Podcast. Until next time, we wish you nothing but the best. Dream big. Godspeed. We're out.